On Saturday, October 28th, a fight took place on the undercard of Fury vs. Ngannou, and it turned out to be another grudge match. Let's talk about what took place between Fabio Wardley and David Adeleye. Grudge matches in boxing happen all the time, but every once in a while, the drama behind what creates the grudge will translate in the ring on fight night. And on Saturday, October 28th, on the undercard for the Battle of the Baddest, main event being Tyson Fury taking on Francis Ngannou, we saw two young heavyweights who were up and coming and were at a crossroads where their paths met, and someone was going to have to put up or shut up. Such was the case when Fabio Wardley ran across David Adeleye. These two young men, both from the UK, were on a collision course. Wardley, who had come into this fight with a record of 16-0 with 15 KOs, and Adeleye came in with a record of 12-0 and 11 KOs. These two men were facing one another after heated press, after slurs and vulgar language using toward one another with hostility. But all of that doesn't mean anything until you get in the ring. Now, Wardley, who is considered a young contender, was called by Adeleye paper guy. He was not all that he's chopped up to be. And in Adeleye's fights, he had been knocking fighters out in spectacular fashion, showing strength. So on this night, when they came in to face one another, after getting into exchanges at the pressers that saw actually facial damage being done to Wardley, he came in intensely focused on Adeleye with a point to prove. When they sat down in the pre-fight, gloves are off, one-on-one conversation with Carl Frampton, Adeleye was very animated and speaking very down and lowly of Fabio Wardley, who said, "We'll see on fight night." And boy, did he show on fight night what his intents actually were. He came out throwing sharp, hard shots at David, particularly to the body. Fabio's right hands to the body were precise, on point, and were sending a message that put Adeleye in a situation where his efforts neglected to match his spoken bravado going into the fight. Being placed on the back foot and moving around where his real talents never got a chance to shine, you could tell right away that Wardley was there in all business. I noticed there was a difference in hand speed between both men, with David being much the faster puncher. But when he was placed on the defensive, he just couldn't let his hands go. Wardley walked him down, cut the ring off, took the fight directly to David. I mean, he was in his face for as long as the fight lasted. Now, David, on the other hand, didn't seem to want to engage, which was quite interesting due to the way he spoke about wanting to handle Fabio going in, and also due to the way he normally fights. I think now that, just like many others in the sport, he very well may be a front runner, the type of guy, when he has someone that he knows on paper, he'll go all out looking to engage and to intimidate and bully the opponent. But I believe once they looked in each other's eyes with the referee's instructions, Adeleye retreated a great deal in this fight, and he appeared intimidated by Fabio Wardley. There were telltale signs of this when they would get into clinches, and he would kind of wait for the ref to break things. He wasn't looking to engage on the inside. And once Wardley realized these things, he began to fight even more of applying pressure to David. And David didn't handle any of this well. Getting dropped in the 7th round, sticking his tongue out at Fabio and mockingly, like, I'm not hurt, I'm good, but never bringing the battle back. I feel like he showed tremendous mental deficiency under duress, and that's something that now it has shown itself. It's not going to go away. It's one of those qualities that will rear its head again. They can give him all the soft touches in the world that he wants, but this was a fight where Fabio was sending a message to his opponent, and his opponent did not answer the door. I feel like once a fighter reaches an impasse like this, he's able to decide where he wants to go moving forward. And off of this battle, the class and separation of class is readily apparent. Wardley is ready to be a real world contender, and Adeleye is going to be left behind. This happens, which is why young fighters need to get in the ring and test themselves against one another. Don't wait until you're 30 years old or your career is winding down like Amir Khan and Kell Brook did. Get in there and state your claim. Plant your stake where you stand in the sport of boxing and give it. Wardley went on to stop David Adeleye in the 7th round of this fight, and the only bit of aggression that David showed was when the ref waved the fight off. He actually shoved the ref like, "What are you doing?" He showed more aggression toward the referee in the stoppage than he showed at any other point in the fight against Wardley, who's now ready, like I said, to take the next step up. Sometimes you never know what's there until it's drawn out of a fighter. And off of this fight, Adeleye has a lot of self-reflecting to do, and Wardley can start reflecting on what contender he's going to go after. This is Stormy B-Man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know what your thoughts are about Fabio and where his next step could take him in the heavyweight division. Peace to everyone out there, and everyone please remain safe.